Matthew, starting his gospel, includes this, the events here of the Magi visiting the Messiah. And there's a couple of things that he writes here which would be particularly interesting to the Jewish audience of which he's writing to. One of them would be that that this Jesus is in the line of David in Bethlehem, and that the scribes and the people are pointing towards Bethlehem because that's where the Messiah comes from, and that's where Jesus is. And this link between the Messiah and David's line is important to the Jews. In the temple, there was a record of the heritage of the children, and you would put your name there so they could see which tribe you were related to. And so if ever there was any doubt, they could go back and they could trace that Jesus was in the line of David. That was until AD 72 when Jerusalem was fallen. And all records were destroyed during that destruction of Jerusalem. Therefore, it's now impossible for anyone to clearly prove that they were of the line of David. And so that's something that the early church would have been pointing out to the Jews as well. So Jesus is born there. And the other thing which would have been interesting that Matthew's pointing out here is that these people came to worship. You only worship one God for the Jews. And the fact that they were coming to worship Jesus would have been, well, it says here, a little bit disturbing. People were disturbed by that. At the end of Matthew's gospel, it said that they went to the mountain to see Jesus, and some worshipped him, but some doubted. So there was, even the disciples some of them were still doubting whether they should be worshipping Jesus, but yet here right at the beginning there were people wanting to worship Jesus. Because those people had identified that yes, he was fully human, but yes, he was also fully God, and therefore worthy of our worship. The Magi come and they bring gifts. At Christmas, we are overwhelmed almost by gifts, aren't we? A lot of Lego has happened under my Christmas tree, and I've opened it, and I'm glad to say that my grandchildren have also received a lot of Duplo as well, which is very pleasing to know that this could be a continuing thing amongst the family. Gifts are important, aren't they? Because it's a way of showing how much we love someone. The danger is of Christmas that there seems to be an obligation that you have to buy a gift, rather than actually it's a free will choice and offering to give a gift. A gift is not something that you earn, it's something that is given to you. Something that you earn is called a wage, and that's significantly different to a gift. The Magi come and they bring these gifts because they want to give something of worth to Jesus, to the King of the Kings. And Paul, in his letter to the Ephesians that we had read to us as well, talks about a gift. Not gold, frankincense, or myrrh, but a gift of grace. Something that you cannot earn, but it's given to you. That's why the song Amazing Grace has such power, is because we have this realization that you cannot earn grace. It is freely given to you by the loving, living God. A gift. A gift not only to the Jews, he says, for us. A gift of grace. God's righteousness at Christ's expense is how Justin Welby answered that question when we were walking down the high street of Sittingbourne, which some of you saw on the news not so long ago with me there. Somebody shouted out to him as we were just starting that parade, "What is grace?" And he said, God's righteousness at Christ's expense. To be in right relationship with God because of what Jesus has done for us. Grace. It's a gift. And like all gifts, you can accept it or you can ignore it, or you can exchange it at the shop of where it came probably and try and get something else. But if it's a gift that you want and you understand its power's a funny word. If you understand the significance of the gift and the love that was behind that gift, to receive, to open, to treasure, to use is a beautiful thing. So as we remember the Magi today on the last day of Christmas, so officially I think it is a white Christmas, you know. As we remember the gifts that were given to the Magi, it's also important that we remember the gift that was given to us of Jesus and the grace which he gave through his love for us by dying on the cross for us, so that we could be in right relationship with God. It's a gift. What are you going to do with that gift? Are you going to accept it? Are you going to treasure it? Are you going to use it? Are you going to hold on to it? Father, thank you. Thank you for Jesus. Thank you for the gifts that you pour out upon us. Thank you for enabling us to be in right relationship with you, that sin has been conquered, death has been beaten, and that we can know you personally. So help us to treasure the gift of grace.